Sycamore Lane was an ordinary suburban street in a small Midwest town, where neighbors waved at each other, kids played until dusk, and porch lights flickered on as the sun set. But the house at 326 Sycamore Lane was different. It had stood vacant for decades, with windows that seemed to follow you as you passed, and a front door no one dared to approach. Legend had it that the last family to live there vanished without a trace in 1978. No signs of struggle, no packed bags, just a dinner table set for 5, cold plates of food untouched, and a single, ominous message scrawled on the living room wall: "It sees you." One October evening, Sarah, a thrill-seeking college student home for the weekend, decided to investigate the house with her friends. Armed with flashlights and cell phones, they broke in through the creaky back door, daring each other to spend the night. The air inside was suffocating, thick with the smell of mildew and something metallic. Dust coated every surface, but there were no cobwebs, almost as if the house was still waiting for its occupants to return. In the dim glow of their flashlights, Sarah noticed strange markings on the walls. At first, they looked like scratches, but upon closer inspection, they realized they formed crude, desperate words: "Help! Run! Don't stay!" As the hours passed, strange things began to happen. The air grew colder, and shadows stretched unnaturally long, creeping up the walls like living things. Sarah's friend Jason joked to lighten the mood, but his laughter was cut short when a low, guttural voice echoed from upstairs. "Get out!" The group froze, their flashlights trembling. No one had gone upstairs. They bolted for the door, but it wouldn't budge. The windows were unbreakable, as if the house itself refused to let them leave. The whispers began then, soft at first, then louder, overlapping voices pleading, mocking, and threatening all at once. Sarah turned to see Jason staring at the staircase, his face pale. "Do you see her?" he whispered. Everyone turned. At the top of the stairs stood a figure, a woman in a tattered nightgown, her head tilted unnaturally to one side. Her eyes were black pits, and her mouth hung open in a silent scream. She raised a hand and pointed directly at Sarah. The lights went out. The group scattered in the dark, each person stumbling over debris and screaming for the others. Sarah felt a cold hand brush against her arm, and then another, gripping her ankle. She was pulled to the floor, her flashlight rolling away, its beam catching glimpses of something. It crawled on all fours, its limbs impossibly long, its face a blur of shifting features. The next morning, neighbors found the front door of 326 Sycamore Lane wide open. The house was empty again, except for Sarah's flashlight lying in the middle of the living room and a new message on the wall, written in what appeared to be blood. "It sees you. It never stops." No one has dared approach the house since. But at night, residents of Sycamore Lane sometimes hear soft knocking at their doors. When they check, no one is there, just a faint whisper on the wind: "Let me in."